Okay. Yeah. There's the fast underground. We'll do it right there because we need everything we can to speed up this part. Beautiful. Okay. Sped that up a lot.
I'm picking up some of those iron plates that were just living on the ground.
I'm really working hard on trying to speed up our iron production in the one that's slowing down our science.
I somehow picked up a few, what are those? Inserters. I don't know where I got those along the way, but...
Yeah, it might have been on a thing when you were holding F. You got a bit of a wide range with it. Keep them. Inserters are always useful.
Yeah.
Now this will instantly date the video, but do you know the game Frostpunk?
No.
Seems like it might be up your alley. It came out yesterday. I just got it, and I was playing it this morning a lot. It was really fun. Do you remember the game, This War of Mine?
I've heard of it, but I never played it or anything.
Okay, so to catch everybody up to speed, This War of Mine, it's like 5-6 years old now, something like that. Really good game. It's this little game where it's basically you're in a war-torn, likely Eastern European country, and the city is largely in ruins due to the war, and it's kind of a depressing survival resource management game where you are some survivors and you need to go out during the day and explore and stuff, or no, go out at night because that's when the snipers aren't out. And then at the daytime, you're just trying to live, make sure you have enough food, manage your base, manage people's sadness and stuff. It's a really interesting survival game. The creators of that, like that game did amazingly, so now they made Frostpunk, where it's a dystopian future. Not future. I think it might actually be slightly past. Basically, there was like a frost apocalypse thing that happened, and you are a survivor colony that fled London to go into the far, far north where there's lots of coal, and it's a city builder where you make a city in a radial shape around a giant generator. And you need to manage like the cold and the hunger and your resources. It's really cool. I think it was like $30. 10% discount if you have, let's research lasers. 10% discount if you own This War of Mine.
Oof.
So yeah, it's just a real cool game. Thought you might be into that game. There we go. Okay, we have all steel furnaces on that one steel production, or that one iron production facility that was slowing us down. So the big thing slowing it down now is just it's not getting enough ore.
Okay, well, the drills are all placed, and our conveyor belt is thickening up quite a bit here.
Sweet. I'm thinking now our big thing, we need to get a lot of fast conveyor belts here. Like, look right here. You see how it's constantly slowing down because it can't saturate the line. If we made both sides of that faster, it'd be saturating faster as well.
Like this.
Yeah, and then the one it goes into as well, so that it makes room for it fast. Yeah. I think we want to start making all of this, though. In fact, a fast splitter here. Yeah, that'd be even better. Let me make a fast splitter real quick. I got the stuff on me. If we were to... Let's just reshape this slightly. If we were to do one... I guess it'd have to be right there. And then that... That...
Okay.
And that. There we go. So what that's doing is, because it's a splitter, now it's able to take the stuff from the top line and put it on both sides of the bottom line, rather than just shoving it when there's room on the top.
Gotcha.
So that'll speed us up a little bit. We're going to want to replace as much of this as possible with fast inserters. Where do we produce those again? I know we have it... Oh, it's far right, yeah?
Fast inserters?
Yeah, it's over here is where we produce that. Yeah, sweet. Here we go. I just picked up 200. That should be plenty. Oh, man. Look at that fucking tidal wave of ore hitting these. That's great. Okay. Let's saturate this the best we can. Wow. It is so saturated, some of these aren't even producing ore. I mean, it's a good problem to have.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
It will not. All right, there we go. There we go. Look how thick it is over here now. It doesn't have that little delay of, the fast ones hitting the slow bits and then hitting the fast again and spreading out. There we go. Oh, man, look at this. All of it's lighting up the night now with the furnaces. This is beautiful. That's so much iron going down the line. It's enough that stuff is actually getting past this. That's beautiful. In fact, we don't even need an inserter there. Or a splitter there. I don't think we're ever going to end up having enough iron on this line to warrant splitting it off. Okay. This is much better. Research is really going to speed up now.
Oh, we're getting lasers.
Yeah, no, that gets us nothing by itself, but it leads to a lot of things. Okay.
We've got a lot of Mountain Dew up here now.
Perfect. Let's research sulfur. That's another oil thing we're going to need to do. Okay, it's time we get our oil started. How's our electricity, by the way? Are we good on electricity? It looks like it.
How do you open that again?
You just left-click on... Ooh, we're cutting it close. You left-click on any electric pole. Our production and satisfaction is really close, which means we're basically giving our engines everything they've got and just barely meeting our need.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So the oil production is definitely going to start making us have dips in electricity. Well, let's tech switch real quick. Solar energy. Let's start doing a little bit of that. So solar energy is expensive in that it takes a lot of resources and it takes a lot of land. However, and of course it's only active during the daytime, but it causes no pollution.
That is good.
So it's something worth investing in, especially once you have flying robots to build shit for you. Which I really want. I don't know if you can tell.
I can't wait for this promised day of flying robots.
So it's really not far off. We can get construction robots without even getting blue science packs. With our current technology, we can learn how to make flying construction robots. So if you go to intermediate projects in your crafting menu, you see Science Pack 3 and Military Science Pack down there?
Yes.
Those are our big goals right now, is automating production of all the ingredients.
Advanced circuits. And
I guess
units.
electric mining drill for the Science Pack 3, I think that's the next thing we should automate, because we've obviously got everything to automate that. We could really use a stockpile of drills for expanding, and we're going to need them for the Science Packs. So I think that's the first thing we want to start thinking about how we want to do it. Military Science Pack is nice, and we could use some of the stuff in it, but it's used in a lot less immediately useful technology. Although, you know what? Piercing rounds, I think we might want to automate that right now. Where do we have too much iron? Like iron plates. Where do we have just... We have way too much iron plates up here. Like, I could right here just couple of those.
Over here, there's like a branch of a iron conveyor belt that's not going into anything. Should we use that?
We might end up at some point. I just mean like actual smelted iron plates.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And I need to make a couple medium poles. There we go. So we can do that now in groups of 2. So this is making us regular ammo, albeit very slowly. We'll speed this up later.
Okay. Look at them just putting them on the ground. It's filthy.
You know what? Oh, God, I hate that there's a forest right here because I want this whole forest cleared.
Can we get a robot to cut down the forest for us?
Construction robots, yeah. To make a roboport, though, we need oil. Fuck. Okay, you know what? This will have to wait. For now, just doing that. We're just stockpiling some weak ammo for now. At least it's something.
It in a box.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna go do the oil.
It's time to oil up.
I wouldn't mind doing more steam engines. They're awesome. It's just, I'm a little bit worried about pollution because our military-wise, we are really, really lacking because we've been pretty lucky on enemy spawns being pretty far away.
Yeah.
So I'm just running these power poles up here.
This is much closer to their hives.
Yeah, this is gonna piss them off because this will cause pollution, I believe. Probably shouldn't go making like a steam engine up here. That would probably be a bad idea. Or like a furnace. We're probably gonna want to run the oil all the way back home pretty quickly. Okay, so you see all these oil puddles. If you hover over, they say their yield. The yield will go down over time, but it'll never go to 0. Contrary to popular belief, crude oil never runs out. It does slow down though.
This one yields 117%.
Is that the best here? I think that might be the best here.
But there's 2 that are 117%.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little ghost thing on all these. Here we go.
So we're gonna need pipes for this, right?
We could do a train. It's really close to do a train though, isn't it? Yeah, we could probably use like 200 pipe, make it into underground pipe, and just underground pipe the whole thing back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we want to do. We could process the oil here, but I'd rather process it back in the base where all the pollution is anyway, and have it spread out slowly. So I think we want to send it back as crude oil, and then we'll process it back home.
Should we set up guns out here too? Like
we will want to. This is prime stuff to defend. So I have 2 pump jacks. I'll put them on the 2 best ones. I can have one right there, and then right there. Okay, so they have electricity now. Now they'll stop almost immediately because there's nowhere for the oil to go.
Yeah.
And I think what we want to do, I'll just make 2 of them for now. I'm making some storage tanks over here, so if there's any overflow, it can like stay here. There we go. So I've connected 2 storage tanks to each other. You can see how they have a connection here and here, and it's like 2-way. Because if a pipe touches another pipe in where a connecty bit is, it will always connect, even if that fucks you up. So that's a big logistics thing you need to figure out. Solar energy done. Nice. Let's get where substation. Do we want substations right now? Do we already have... We don't have batteries. That's what we need, an accumulator, which requires sulfur and then battery. Okay, sulfur it is. Accumulator is what keeps your leftover electricity stored up as a surplus. We'll obviously want that for solar power. So we'll work our way there. And sulfur is made out of petroleum, which we'll get out of our crude oil. Okay, I'm making some underground pipes on me right now. We want to make as much pipe as possible be underground so that we can walk over it, because you'll make a fucking logistics nightmare doing it all above ground. Right there, and then we'll do a little bit of above ground. Ooh, just one more. There we go. You can see they're back on. That one's back online at least because it's just dumping oil into the storage tanks. Okay, now over here we can have a little bit of an above ground mess. That's not a big deal because we're not going to be walking around here much. There we go. We got both of them running. How's electricity? Did that push us over? No, we're still good. Okay.
Oh, well.
Okay.
It was up above 8 a little earlier. Did something stop running?
Maybe some of our drills stopped running because they're oversaturated?
It could be. The iron is probably filling up.
So we're filling up these 2 storage tanks with crude oil right now. So this is awesome. While we set up the rest of the stuff, we'll already have a stockpile of oil. A
stockpile.
Yeah. I'd make some kind of joke about how it sounds like Hebrew, but I know so little Hebrew that I don't even think I could fashion a good joke out of it.
I'm seeing in the crafting menu here, we can make barrels.
Yeah. One thing I don't know how useful it is now, but a good tactic used to be having a distant oil plant, and you would have a assembler there that would use steel, and or rather you just get a bunch of barrels, you make a bunch of barrels, you put it in a chest, you tell the assembler to take the oil and the barrels and just fill the barrels with oil. You'd load those onto a train, and then the train could take the oil barrels to your base, and then you have an assembler there dump the oil barrels into storage. Now, though, you can have a fluid wagon on your trains.
Uh-huh.
which is more convenient for that. However, I could see not wanting to use those just because you can't use that for something else in the future. You know, you can either have a cargo train or you can have a fuel cabin. Like, you can't carry the same things in them.
Yeah.
All right, battery research. There we go. We make batteries out of sulfur. Sulfur out of petroleum. A lot of things out of petroleum. Petroleum is by far the best. Okay, we'll do right there, and we'll turn it here.
Another thing I really want to know, these oil tanks we have,
Yeah.
can they blow up if we set them on fire?
I don't believe so, thankfully.
What?
I know,
That's
I'm a
crazy.
little surprised for this game. You'd think they'd really revel in the ability to grand fuck up your base.
Right.
All right,
Well, there
I'm
would
just...
be like fire-breathing bugs that would try to blow it up.
I have about 500 things being handmade right now, if you're wondering what's slowing me down so bad. I just need one pipe above ground to use as a corner piece. Come on, and there we go. And we're just running this over here. Okay, let me just zoom out all the way. Here we go.
I had totally forgotten about the magical underground pipes that
Yeah.
don't actually need anything in the middle parts.
I mean, if it's really far away, you might want to use a pump at some point to speed up things getting through it. Because right now, it's powered by gravity. It gets full enough and then pushes through. It doesn't make much sense, but we're probably going to make a couple pumps along the way at some point. Okay. I might be putting things too close together, and that's a big no-no in this game. Just gonna do that. But we'll see. We'll fix the mess when we get there. That way it's as hard as possible to fix. Okay. I think I will just put an oil refinery right here. Now, I can never remember. Later we'll learn how to make oil refineries better, but I can never remember if you want an oil refinery to have... Okay, you see how it's got 2 intakes and 3 outtakes, or outputs?
Yeah.
I'm going to put on basic oil processing. There we go. And is 2 oil intakes. If we go to advanced oil processing, one will be a water intake. I can never remember if it's on the left or the right, so we might need to fix that in the future. So let's not go too hardcore into oil, because it won't be long before we're trying to fix that. So
it has to be one side or the other?
It could be both, but it wouldn't really help. So you'll see we have heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum that comes out of this. Now, these pipes are all only one space between them. Can you see the immediate logistics issue in this? If 2 pipes are next to each other, they mix.
Huh.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how we probably want to handle this. Okay, so we're going to need tanks here. We're going to put one here. We're going to put one here and one here. And I'm just going to kind of spitball this a little bit. We're going to do that. And that's the heavy oil one.
Okay.
Actually, would that? Yeah, that works. And then we have that. And over here would be another oil refinery in the future. And so this whole like next to it line across underground is all going to be heavy oil. Battery finished, get an accumulator. Okay. And then this one, because it doesn't combine if it's next to an underground, this one goes up to here. And it'll use... actually, we can have it go up a little bit more, can't we? I just don't want to go crazy with it. You know what? We can have a 1 space gap between these and that would be fine. As long as we do it like that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I wish I had more pipes to like just quickly do this. Okay. And then that. Right there. And then here we go. Beautiful. I mean, not beautiful, but you know, as close as we're gonna get. Not completely stupid. Probably works. Oh god, I hate having to run to go get resources. Okay, there's an iron line right here I can just pillage. Oh shit, under attack. It's at the usual spot. Did our turret take care of it? I think our turret killed it. Oh, there's a few bodies there. Usually they just send one biter.
Yeah. It's been doing work, I think.
Yeah. Okay, still got plenty of ammo. It was only some weak biters, but still, we should keep it a close eye out. We probably missed a couple attacks. Yeah, combine that one up.
Once making more pipes.
Yeah, I can't wait till we automate that.
Boom.
It's actually pretty easy to automate, thankfully. Okay, that's connected, and all we need now is the petroleum one. Okay, so the petroleum one would have to be, if that's there, then that, and that, and that. Okay.
Now what are we going to do with this other heavy oil that's going off to the right?
I will show you in one moment. There we go. Okay, so this thing is on constant production now, trying to fill up these 3 storage tanks. And we'll have more storage tanks in the future, because we're not going to use these at equal amounts. Okay, so what we would do is we're using these other undergrounds to connect to other thingy things. We're gonna move these a little bit later, but if we were to theoretically have another oil refinery here to refine oil faster, we would then use these different elevations of pipe to connect it back to those same storage tanks. That way we can have a ton of refineries all going back to the same storage tanks, so it's not a big mess of pipes and storage tanks, while creating the least of a mess possible. We might even end up replacing some of these pipes with just vertical undergrounds, so that, you know, we can walk through it easier.
Sure.
But it's not a big deal, really. And we're just going to run with the one oil refinery for now, because we aren't sure how we're going to set up the water in the future.
So I'm watching our storage tanks. Oh, where is it?
We're good. It tried to attack right here.
Oh.
I'm just going to make a gun turret real quick.
I'm surprised they haven't gone for the refineries, or the oil pumps.
Yeah, me too. Electric energy storage, good. We're going to start making batteries soon.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the storage tanks as they fill up, and it's weird how they go. Like, they fill up in bursts, and they can, like, kind of fluctuate for a second.
Yeah.
What's that about?
They don't really have any pressure pushing the oil in, either than just gravity, basically, and it getting forced out of the refinery. We could speed it up with pumps, but at this distance, I don't think it'd be worth it. Not a big deal if a little bit sits in the pipes. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to put a turret right there, and I'm going to give it half my ammo. There we go. So that thing's loaded up. I'm going to go grab some ammo, because I'm real low, and we're still using pretty garbage ammo. You're wearing heavy armor, right?
I am, yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure we're both wearing that. It's not very good armor, but it's way better than nothing. Okay, here's the ammo. All right, I just grabbed almost 200. You should grab however much is in the other chest.
Oh, yeah.
And you're using an SMG?
I think so. Let me see. Yes.
Okay. That's the best gun that uses the regular machine gun ammo. It's going to be pretty weak the whole game, but it's something. It doesn't do collateral damage, which is the nice thing. Whereas a shotgun, you actually need to aim, and you can damage buildings with it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So we have lasers, right?
Yeah, I do want to switch to laser turrets at some point. They use electricity, but they're really good. Okay, so here is, you know, do I want a gap between them? I might not need that. I'm gonna put this like right here for now. Might move that later. So these are chemical plants. Mostly what they do is they use oil products and turns it into things we want. You know what? We might even move these later, but if you left click on one right now, you can see the things we can make in it. You can make solid fuel out of any of the types of oil that we're making. Solid fuel is just a very slow burning fuel that we can use for anything that burns for fuel. which we might use for the heavy oil or the solid, the heavy oil, because we're going to end up with a lot of that we aren't necessarily going to use for a while. We need sulfur, which is petroleum and water, because sulfur used to make batteries.
For reference, what's the fuel value of like wood by comparison?
Wood, I think, is like 8 times less than solid fuel. I think that's the conversion.
Okay.
All right, we're getting flight, which is for our future robots.
Oh, good.
Okay, we're gonna need plastics. That's our biggest thing right now. We need a coal line up here, and we need petroleum gas. I think we only need one thing on plastics for a lot of the game. So you know what? Let's just do one thing up here of plastic. There we go. And I will take care of the pipe up here while I'm at it.
We can make sulfuric acid.
Yeah, we use that in batteries, which we really want because then we can get accumulators. I believe you also need batteries for flying robots.
Makes sense.
Because, you know, they can recharge at their stations, but they need electricity while they fly.
We can't have our flying robots be attached to cords.
Yeah, that would... Unless we have really long cords.
But they would get all tangled up and everything.
Yeah, it wouldn't be great. Okay, petroleum gas. This is good. Okay. Shouldn't that be... Whatever, doesn't matter. Let's get some coal up here. You know what? I'll just throw some coal in my hand real quick. There we go. Yeah, it works. Sweet. All right. We need a line of coal going up here. I guess just a splitter right here would be fine.
Yeah, we have a lot of coal going up here into this, like, copper plate deal.
Yeah. Here we go. We might make some of this underground at some point. But for now, it's just a fast road. Okay.
We need those in our city infrastructure planning.
Whoops. Okay, there we go. And do that. And that. And then one of these. And boom! We now have fully automated plastics production.
Nice.
It's slow right now, but it's something. We don't need a ton of plastic yet, but we're going to need it for a ton of things. It's one of those like really vital resources. It's the main point of getting oils to make plastic. Okay. Let's try and get back on track here. What are our priorities right now? Blue science packs is probably our priority, is getting up the blue science pack. Actually, you know what? Biggest priority. Intermediate project, advanced circuits. That's our biggest priority.
Oh, yeah. That's what you need plastic for.
Yeah, because we're going to need shitloads of these for tons of things throughout the whole game. I think our big project right now, then, is we need to massively increase production of electronic circuits and advanced circuits.
Oh boy.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna make a bunch of assembling machine level 2. And first thing we do to speed it up is just that, because these craft faster. I also want fast inserters supplying it, because copper wire, you need a lot of it for every little thing, and it's a logistics issue putting it in really slowly.
And so we're producing circuits right now that are only going into inserter production, it looks like.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep that as a little small scale thing. I think what we want to do is up in this big empty area here is going to be a massive electronic and advanced circuit farm. That's our project right now. Okay. So I guess the first thing we do is just something like that. We'll put one down, and we're going to set it to electronic circuit.